Hi friends, welcome back to the Couch Crocheter, episode 132. I'm still working on Matt's slippers for this month, but I think I finally have the sole figured out. Hi friends, welcome back to the Couch Crocheter. I believe we are on episode 132. I stepped up tonight to go over the sole of this month, which is October, slippers that I'm working on. I don't know if you've catched my previous video or know what's going on, but let me just recap for you real quick. This year for 2022, I set myself a goal at the beginning of the year to make one pattern of slippers, a different pattern that I would follow of someone else's creation each month to find out like the best pattern that I like for myself and for my Aunt Sandy and my mother, who also now loves them. So every month I've been showcasing another pattern. So we are on October. My love of my life, my honey, Matt, requested a pair of slippers for this month because it is getting cold. We don't have the house done yet. So, the floors are still very cold. There's like nothing down. We do have a heater, but it's not ideal. It's getting cold. So he asked for a pair of slippers. And I was like, absolutely no problem. Now the problem that I do have, it's not even a problem, it's a dilemma, is that he's a size 16 in men. He has a very large foot. So I tried adapting a pattern, and that was my previous video, and that was a complete failure. So I said that I was going to go back to the original pattern of, oh, sweet Jesus. I'm sorry, guys. I am like bundled up here tonight. I don't know if they forgot to turn the air conditioner off or turn the heater on, but it is seriously cold up here. Like Thomas, who is still infested, by the way, is turning a little yellow. It's a little warm up here, or it's a little cold up here. So I literally have my slippers on. I have my dress on. I have my homemade sweater on. Pattern is from Pamela's Adoring Crochet, but I adapted I changed the pattern for the sleeve. I didn't decrease like she did. Definitely check that out. I love this cardigan, and I cannot wait to make another one. And then I have the blanket that I made, I don't know, 3 years ago, that I made with my feet tucked into the foot pocket that's attached to the blanket. So I'm freezing up here. It's really cold for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just me trying to adjust to the cold temperatures outside from it being so hot. Now it's like chilly. I don't know, but it's freezing up here. Actually, it can't be me because, like I said, Thomas is turning a little yellow. And I have the window blinds open, so he does get sunshine during the day, but he's turning a little yellow. Anywho, I'm bundled up like a little worm. It's cold. Back to slippers. So I tried this pattern. As I said, the video was last video. I failed, completely miserably failed. So I went back to the pattern that I originally was going to do in the first place, but I didn't think that it would work. But I made it work. So the original pattern is from Yarn Inspirations, and I'll link that down below. I'll also link Stephanie's pattern down below because, again, my failure was not because of her pattern. My failure is because I'm trying to do something that's not adaptable to that pattern, which now I know. Oh my goodness, I still can't believe that. Like, it was just so big. It was so big. Anywho, so I was home the other day, and Matt was home, and I had a little bit of energy, and I wanted to crochet. So I picked up his slippers, and I was like, I'm going to figure this out. So I took the pattern from Yarn Inspirations, and I adapted that pattern. So I'm just going to lightly go over the yarn that I'm using because I went over it in detail last time. And then I'm going to tell you again where I went wrong and how I failed once again. Because, life is full of failures, guys. Like, this is, again, how we learn. Like someone put in the comments from my last video, this is literally how we learn. At least this is how I learn. Okay, so I took the original pattern from Yarn Inspirations, Barnett Slipper Sock. I adapted that. And I do believe that I still used a size. No, I might as well just take this out and take this out too. Oh, and my hooks aren't even in here because they are all at home. It's a good thing I didn't plan on working on this tonight. I already know exactly where they all are at home. They're right on my kitchen table. So I took that pattern and I still held 2 strands together of this, which is the Nicole Stitch by Studio Heartfelt Heritage color Clover Green. Oh, and it is a super bulky number 6. And I still used, oh, I have a pine needle in it. My house on the property is surrounded by pine trees, and they are just like raining pine needles everywhere. Like the other day, I had like 4 of them stuck in my hair, just trying to pull some weeds out of the garden. Like, and they were like sticking up like a peacock. It was hilarious. I come in the house and they're all sticking up, and honey's just like looking at me, and I'm like, what are you looking at? Like, what's the matter? And then he tells me, and we have a good laugh. That's my life. So I adapted that pattern. So I still used a size L hook. I still held 2 strands together. I did exactly what they wanted me to do, except I added 2 stitches on each side. I added 2 stitches to the front, or to the main stitch count. And then every time it went up in a stitch count, like at one point it says like 17 singles on this side, 17 singles on that side. I'm just throwing numbers out there. I would do 19. So I adapted it that way. Then when it got to row, I think, and hold on, let me bring it up here. I think it's row 3. 2 on either side when it said a single. Yeah, okay. So when it said like do 7, I would do 9. Then by the time I got to row 3, 3 rows. That's all it takes is the single or the chain, and then up 1 row, down the other, and then 3 to complete it. So then I went and I did number 3 again, but then still adapted to add at one point it says like do this arrangement of stitches in this order 3 times. Well, I ended up having to do it then 6 times because it added so many stitches. So then I repeated number 3, row 3, and then row 4, I just did a single crochet all the way around just to make it bigger. Now you guys can tell this is not as big as the other one. And this measures exactly, now let me close this because I don't want to push buttons here. And I want a perfect measurement. It measures exactly 14 or 15 and a half inches. So I went up to Honey while he was laying in bed and I was downstairs working on it. And I put it up next to his foot. And I was like, do you think this will work? And he's like, yes. And I said, okay. Well, then I tried to follow another pattern. So sorry, guys. I had to find the other pattern that I'm trying to follow and failed at that too. Okay, so back to where I was. I did the sole. I did 2 of them. So they are both done. So I no longer have to remember how to do this. I did write it down in my journal in case Honey wants another pair as to which one to follow. And I do always have these videos here to reference whenever I, have to make another one for him once these, wear out. Okay, so now we're on to the uppers. So then I did a little bit more research because I didn't want to do the same as the moccasin because he didn't like the holes in the moccasin. He does have, bigger toes and he didn't want them sticking out. So then I did a little bit of research and I found this pattern, and it's called, the website is called Make and Do Crew. And I do believe that her name is Jess. That runs, oh yes, Jess Coppom. Coppom. Again, it's Make and Do Crew. And I'll leave this link down below as well. So she does it on top of a flip-flop, like a Old Navy flip-flop. She says are the best ones to use. This, what I'm reading here. There's also a tutorial that I did not follow video because I'm trying to get into watching less tutorials and doing more from like written patterns. Because again, that's the only way that I'm going to learn. And I did like this because it was single crochets. So there won't be any gaps for him. It'll still be thicker. And I thought, okay. And she uses, I believe, what is this? What is it? Thick and Quick. Lion Brand's Thick and Quick, I think it is, that she uses. So that is a heavier weight of yarn. So I'm right there with her. So I read through and she changes the hook size down to a K on the upper part. So I did change the hook part to a K. So I kind of followed what I thought was what she was doing, and it turned out too big. Now, I did frog some of this, but then I also saved some of it because I got tired of frogging it because it's two strands together. And you know how that goes. So let me just see if I can pull this up here. So I started following it, and it's just at one point, and I don't understand this part. So right-handed crocheters place it at 11 and 3. I just didn't think that was right. With 17 stitches in between the mark, or with 17 stitches between mark stitches. So I think I'm going to go with 9 and 3 instead of 10 and 3. And I did do not 17, but 21 in between. Therefore, I also had to alter the number of clusters. So again, I did, do what I thought was correct on this. Oh, and let me tell you what I did. I'm sorry. So then I switched over. I dropped this one, this because it's just the sole, so he's irrelevant now. And then I switched over to the Loops and Threads Charisma in the color of Deep Woods. And then I have a scrap, and this is Stitch Studio by Nicole. Their regular yarn, and I don't remember the color. Sorry, I'm hooked up on the handle here. My yarn's all tangled. That's a big surprise, right? That never happens. Okay, now I'm good. So I'm using, and this is a size 5. Yes, 5, and this is a 4. So I'm married these two together, and I figured if I drop down to a K and I adjusted the stitches accordingly, that it would work. But it turned out way too big. So I started frogging it, and I got, down to this far before I stopped frogging it because it was getting on my nerve. So I have this to rip out and readjust. I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. I might, again, just follow the one for Yarn Inspirations. I don't know. I might try to do this one together, but just readjusting, actually counting my stitches, doing the math accordingly of what she broke it down to what I need to break it down to. So that's where I am with Matt's slippers. Now, I'm going away Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every year, my parents and my other parents from the Gay Pack go away to Delaware for the Sea Witch Festival. Not only is it my mom's birthday, it is... so not only is it my mom's birthday, it is their wedding anniversary, my mom and Gail's wedding anniversary, and it is also we passed it, but the 23rd is Matt and I's anniversary. We've been together 6 years. Mom and Gail have been together, oh my gosh, I don't even know, to be quite honest, 30 years, 25 plus, between 30, 25, 30 years. And then my mom today, you know, these three things. Oh, she's turning 69 tomorrow. So we all go down to celebrate, you know, these three things. Now, we've been doing this far before, you know, Matt was in my life. I don't even know how long we've been doing this. But anywho, so I'm going down to Delaware. I am taking this and a lot more other projects, and that'll be my next video. I am going to do 2 videos up here tonight just to get like a little bit of a catch me up for my own brain. And then working on gathering stuff. That's all I'm going to do tonight is just gather. I'm not crocheting anything else tonight. I'm going to post this, clean up this room, and gather. So guys, that's all I have. I'm sorry this one is far less entertaining and far less of a debacle than the last video with these slippers were. But it's happening, you know. I did make some progress. I'm figuring stuff out. Again, I'm making detailed notes in my notebook when I have to do this again for him. Hopefully he does like these enough that he wants another pair in the future. Because let me tell you, like, even going to like the store and buying, you know, extra large men's slippers, they don't fit him. They don't fit him. Finding shoes for him. Like last year, or was it this year? I think it was last year. When I went to Delaware, I went to every single shoe outlet, and it got to the point after like the 3rd one of walking around and trying to find something in a 16. I would just walk in and be like, I need something size Sasquatch. Like, they would just look at me and I'm like, size 16. And they would tell me, no, we don't. We only carry up to a size 15 or a size 13 in any given shoe that we have on the floor. So he is coming up with us, obviously, because, you know, we're celebrating our anniversary together. So I'm going to see if we can find another shoe at a shoe outlet somewhere up there for him, because he definitely needs a new pair. The ones he has are wearing out. I want to get him a new pair of Crocs because those are 3 years old and they have also worn out. So I'm going to shoot a video up there maybe of some stuff. I'm going to shoot one more before I call it a night tonight. I do have 2 packages to send out. I did get another flower donation I want to go over with you. So there is stuff that I need to get done. I just haven't had the time. Guys, that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for stopping by. Be safe and stay groovy. Bye.